I hate you anyway, though.
And welcome to episode 74 of Ripping the Rat podcast. And that's how you start a friggin' show, folks.
That's right, baby. You talk shit about the Sox. I hate your face. Look at that stupid hat he's got.
I hate you too.
That's how you start a show.
That's a stupid hat.
Folks, welcome to the longest running weekly episodic podcast about Candlepin Bowling on the interwebs today. Yes. I am one of your hosts. My name is Tim. Yes, I am rocking my Red Sox paraphernalia. Go Sox. Game 4, big one.
Big moment as we're recording this podcast right now.
There's
a lot going on. We don't pay any mind to the guy over there on the other side. Pay no mind to that.
Folks that are fans of the show, the 3 fans we have, it used to be it used to be 5, but 2 of them joined the show. So so I can't count you guys as fans anymore.
No,
so
we don't count that way anymore.
Yeah, so we're down to 3. We are missing a man tonight. Mr. Athern is on his golf vacation. He is down in Atlantic City golfing it up, enjoying life, having a good time. We hope he has a blast. So we're riding the tricycle tonight.
The tricycle.
So
back to Triforce. We're back to the Triforce.
The Try-Hard Triforce.
That's it.
We've got the masshole himself, Marky. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, boys. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Yeah. Watching baseball. Big night around these pots.
Big night. And we've got the King of the North, Mr. Calvin Locke, wearing his San Francisco Giants hat, which I'm okay. I don't hate the Giants.
He sure as hell can't wear a Blue Jays hat right now, so he might as well pick somebody else that's going to get eliminated.
Anybody but the Dodgers, I'm okay with. Fuck. Gosh damn it. What are we paying you for?
What game are you watching?
I'm watching the Giants game.
Oh, okay. I didn't. It is now 5-5.
Ah, damn it.
Shut up,
Calvin.
Good job, Red Sox.
Calvin, I hate you. For those that would like to know why we hate Calvin, about an hour ago when the Sox were rolling, Calvin posted, "Congratulations, Red Sox, on your ALCS trip to the ALCS." And I knew right then, and I commented to tell him to stop it. You suck.
Just look at it. What a wang.
Just look at him.
You post something like that.
Just look at him. Will you? Will you just look at him?
Look at this. Wiener. Yes, you're right. W for Wiener. Attaboy.
Yeah. Words, and more words are coming out of me that I can't say.
Oh my God, there's still no outs? Oh, goodness. Oh,
so anyway.
How's bowling? How was bowling this weekend? You guys had like 12 tournaments going on. I couldn't watch each live feed at once. So in speaking with that, I actually had a message from somebody, which I thought was really interesting. So when you guys go live, you essentially use like your phones and stuff like that, right? Like some people probably have laptops.
Some guys like iPads or things like that. Yeah.
Right. So an interesting thing, and I know nobody can go out and like say if you can't buy an iPad, you don't buy an iPad, but whatever. But I thought it was something interesting that you could do a Zoom meeting and you could broadcast every match that's going on in the Zoom meeting, and people just have to go log into the call and they can watch every match that's going on.
Interesting.
Right?
That's an interesting The only thing with that is, and I don't know if Zoom has changed. It used to be a max of 45 minutes unless you paid for the unlimited.
That's very true. Yeah, there's only so much time that you get on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was, but for the longest time they had a Zoom, the company had suspended the 45-minute time frame, and everything was unlimited due to the pandemic and stay at home and quarantining and all this. So they had done that. I don't know that's interesting though, Calvin.
That is actually very interesting. I'm sitting here thinking about it. You could just pick and choose whichever match you
Yeah.
feel like watching. That's not bad.
Or you could watch them all at once because everybody's on the same Zoom meeting.
Yeah,
Well,
you just. I don't
Another
know
thing,
how
too,
you would
if-
pick and choose. I don't know enough about Zoom to know how to
Because I
set
think
up
it would kind of be like a Skype call, right? Like we all log in, but the person who logs in uses their video and is on. So say for example, the three of us. So you're in Maine, so you're in Bangor and you have a match. Well, you're logged into yours, Marky, your bowling alley, and you have a match going on, but your videos are pointed at the lanes, and I'm just gonna sit here and watch you guys stream the bowling matches.
I think you'd have a hard time with that because I think there'd be too much audio overlapping because it doesn't Zoom.
Well, no, you'd mute it.
You'd mute
your
it.
audio. Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd
but
mute your
doesn't
audio.
Zoom show you whichever person is talking and whichever thing at that moment in time, or is because I'm not a fan of Zoom. Like I've tried to use it and I'm not a huge fan of it whatsoever. Don't me. Not when
Oh,
it's
sorry. They showed
No.
a replay. I
They
wasn't
just
watching.
showed the
They showed a-
replay. Frank
Yeah.
goes up.
Jesus Christ.
It's a
Don't do
1-0
that to
count.
a man like me. Oh my God.
Sorry.
Whitlock's pitching right now.
So,
Or
I'm trying to.
if we-
You could share your screen, which would have the multiple video feeds,
Right. You could have
and then
somebody
everyone
doing
is, and then whoever's on the call shows up at like the bottom of the screen, just a little thumbnail of
that. Yeah.
whoever is on it.
Well, there's also an even easier way of doing that is see if everybody who streamed matches streamed them in the same Facebook page where we all go and watch them. That would be easier as well. Instead of one on one guy's name and then on this other person's name and then one in Candlepin Chat and two or three. If everybody just streamed on the Friday Night Pro League page.
Well, yeah, but more
Yeah.
people. There's 2,000. I think there's like 2,000 plus people on the Candlepin Chat page. I'd just stream it to that.
Or
Yeah.
even if you streamed it in Candlepin Chat, if everybody just streamed, if there was 6 matches every Friday night, because there's 12 teams, so there's 6 matches. If they were all being streamed in that one Facebook page, then
But
Because
mission
see,
accomplished.
that's the thing. If you're doing it on a Facebook page, you have to pick which one you want to watch. Whereas on a Zoom meeting,
You see all of
or
them.
you see
Well-
all of them because everybody's streaming on
you-
their certain
Can you
computer.
watch all of them at once? Can you watch 6
If you were sharing a screen, so for
Well,
example, let me.
Well, yeah, just Marky, just think of it as like a Skype call. Like right now, I can see you and Tim, right?
Yeah.
Right now, you can see Tim and me. So if we're thinking of a Skype call, just think that Tim is streaming a match in Bangor, you're streaming a match at your lanes, and I'm streaming a match at my lanes. You can see every match that is going on right now. So it
But
would
you
be
can't
that
pick.
kind
But
of
you
concept.
can't pick and choose.
Which one you want enlarged? No,
Right.
but you can at least watch every one of them. So I thought it was a neat concept.
It's
You know what-
definitely something interesting to think about. It really
you know
is.
what would be even a cooler concept is a web page, a Ripping the Rack podcast web page, where people could stream to that page. So they just go to Ripping the Rack, and you can choose which one you want to watch.
Well, I know, but that's just like anything, right? That's just like
No.
anybody's Facebook. You can go
Yeah,
on
but then they're
Facebook
coming to our
and find-
page.
Well, that's true. However, the concept around it is the fact that they can watch each match.
It's like going
instead
to
of
Buffalo
picking.
Wild Wings and seeing 32 TVs with different games and matches and whatnot. It's the same concept, only
Right.
you're watching
Yeah.
it on your.
on your laptop or
Yeah.
on your TV if you get it on, if you can put Zoom on your TV, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
it's essentially the same thing. You just get 4 different broadcasts. You just don't have to pick and choose.
True.
Interesting concept.
Yeah. Oh, that was neat.
Interesting. Yep. Because I do spend a lot of my Friday evenings watching some of the streams.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not watch the whole match. But I do check out kind of what's going on. Watch for 10, 15 minutes, move on to another match. That type
Right.
of stuff.
Exactly.
It would have been interesting. This past weekend or this past Friday, you had, Union Street and Woburn in a
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting to watch.
Right.
But no one there streamed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway,
yeah.
Candlepin Bowling. I
Well,
just
I mean,
think it's some interesting ways of promoting the game unorthodox style,
Right.
because we don't have, Nesson doesn't have Big Shot Bowling anymore. Channel 5 doesn't have their TV show anymore. There is no.
It's up to us to
Yeah.
promote this game for ourselves at this moment. Like we're kind of on our own. We are completely on our own.
Yeah. And it's good to have people who have different ideas, like the TV taping that happened this weekend and the Outrun the Bear stuff that you can, and like they're getting, 90 people every tournament now. Like it's great. So you just keep promoting. We got to find ways to make it watchable.
The only thing with going live on Facebook, look, we used to do it on Thursday nights at Oakland Park, just a little league. I would go live every once in a while, but invariably we'd get shut down because we'd have the jukebox going.
The background music.
Background music, and Facebook would flag it. So really what we got to do is we'd have to go live on, like for us, we could go live on our YouTube page and then put the link on Facebook for people to see.
Even YouTube would shut it down too.
Would they?
Yes. I've run into that same problem of having copyrighted music on YouTube and things like that, and they either shut it down or if you're in a regular like YouTube video, you have to remove the sound from whatever area was claimed of sound that was copyright, like jukebox music. If you're live, they'll stop it in the middle of your stream. Same thing like Facebook does.
That I don't know. That just boggles my mind. It really does.
It's not like you're making money off of the stream. You know what I mean? But I think what it is that the people aren't making money off of their music being broadcasted. But the fact is,
they were making money off the jukebox that's playing it.
Correct. Yeah. I have a jukebox here that a guy comes and cashes out in there before we even have a split of his cut and my cut. Yep. There's a cut off the top immediately for the licensing of all of the music and the royalties that have to be paid from the company itself. I think it's called Touchtunes. Back to the actual artist.
Yes, and that's what Jason. That's what Jason has. Is that Touchtunes?
I love
which
it.
Is cool, which is great. Yeah. It's massive amount of digital music. I mean, it's just
absolutely.
If it's on the internet, it's there. You can find it. It doesn't matter.
So there's got to be a way though. Still, because you want sound, obviously.
Yeah.
It's part of the bowling thing is to listen to everyone else.
Well, yes and no, because I mean the sound of it, you're still asking like, oh, what's the score and what's this and that. I mean, if you're broadcasted live, like what's his face was for the money match.
Oh, Bob Lee,
and he's doing commentary. Then yes.
Oh, that was well.
Yeah, but we never get commentary on our Friday night matches. It's always just a camera that's sitting there. But like some of the sound adds to the environment, to the ambiance of the situation, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I have a really hard time watching like videos that have absolutely no sound. I need that sound to keep me engaged, and especially if I'm watching a bowling match. I don't care where the place is. I would definitely rather hear the sounds, hear the guys talking. Just hearing those sounds, it just adds to the video. That's where the jukebox music is a pain in the ass to like be streaming and then have it just be shut down real fast.
I guess I'm different because I watch TV while I watch bowling, so I'd have the TV on. That would be my noise, and I mute everybody and just watch the bowling.
I usually have the TV on, and if I'm streaming on a Friday night, I'm still listening. There's still the sound of the pins and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know. I just wish there were a way to promote this game in a manner of which you didn't have to worry about a live feed getting shut down because the damn jukebox is playing in the background.
Right.
Well, that goes back to what you said before. If you had your own website, your own personal website, because that's going by Facebook and YouTube's rules of things like that. If you had your own, you could stream it on there. And it's not like it's being broadcast by like a Facebook or a YouTube live situation. You
Yeah.
just have, because you're streaming the match, but technically you're streaming it to Facebook. Facebook is then promoting it to other people. So
Yeah.
there's that middleman involved. If you just had it streamed on your own website, if there was a dedicated Friday Night Pro League website that could, stream video from other live video streams, then we might be in business with something like that. But having Facebook or YouTube be a middleman in the situation kind of makes it difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is here.
Yeah. Okay. That makes. I mean,
maybe
I'm not
not.
gonna say I'm not gonna say it makes sense, but it's understandable.
Worth a shot anyway.
Yeah. Couple tournaments. I've got some stats from the Maine State Open doubles tournament this weekend that was held in Augusta this past weekend.
Cool.
I've got the Friday night stats, so we can talk a little bit. I do want to let people know tonight was supposed to be our foray into our own personal power rankings. We were going to do it the first one of October. With Brian being gone, I wanted to delay that a week, so all four of us could have a chance to go, here's my personal power ranking type thing.
Yeah.
So we'll do that next week, folks. For those of you that were wondering, we'll do that next week.
Sounds good.
Yep.
So, Maine State doubles. Let's see. I will share my screen so we can see it. Can you guys see that?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay.
I can. Looks good.
Well, let's jump over into the women's handicap portion.
Okay.
We had two folks from All Play Belfast winning.
You might wanna just zoom a little. It's a little blurry, not crazy blurry, but blurry. Show up in your view.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Significantly.
Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes. It looks good.
All right. So we have. I don't know if these are unofficial official or if they're official.
Okay.
Okay.
We need an official to decide it.
We need an official to decide if these are unofficial official or official official. So for right now, we're going to say these are unofficial official.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go with that.
Unofficially winning the official women's average plus handicap.
Now you lost me.
Yeah. You
Evelyn
lost us
Kitchen and
all.
Laura Weber from All Play Belfast. Total with handicap of 28.46. Second place, Michelle Ward and Aaron Merrill. They're out of Stars and Strikes, 27.88. Third, Tony Allen and Lori Hochstetter out of Newport, 27.19. Well, I'm just going to do top five. Fourth would be Crystal Provincial and Nancy Vigu, 27.15. And rounding out the top five, Tiffany Gauthier and Kat Altarizzo. I thought it was Altarizio. I don't know. Altarizzo. 27.03. So congratulations. Look to be some pretty solid bowling.
Yeah, there's more than a few people that went over 100 over their average in this tournament, in this 10 string. Erin Merrill went nuts. Laurie Hochstetter went way over.
Evelyn Kitchen came in with a 71. Well, you got to remember, here's the only thing. Now, this is their state average. This is not their house average. Okay, so this is the official state average for the state of Maine.
Yep.
The only problem I have with using that average is you're bowling in what's considered a faster house at 1-7-10.
Right.
Versus a Westport or a Big 20 or something like that that's a little tougher. Standardly tougher. But Evelyn Kitchen, again, she was almost 200 pins above her average. Great day. Laura Weber was 100 pins above. Michelle Ward was just about 100. Aaron Merrill was over 100 pins. I mean, there's some really solid bowling.
130 for Aaron.
What was that? Yeah, 130.
I said almost 130 over for Aaron. Yeah. Some big numbers over here.
There's some really good. Again, there's some really good bowling. We got on the Women's Open. So this would be for those of you that don't understand, the state of Maine has two distinct divisions. You have your Open tournament, which is scratch bowling, and then you have your APH, which is average plus handicap. And unfortunately, you used to be able to win both. They changed that rule a couple of years ago. You can't even cash in both. You can only cash in one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I say that because you got Aaron and Michelle coming in second in the APH, but in the Opens, and let me just increase that. You see it?
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
You've got Aaron and Michelle winning.
Okay.
So congratulations to Aaron. That is, 2 weekends in a row that she's won.
So can I ask you a quick question? So the
Sure.
same score, the scores that were bowled once count twice?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So coming in second, Kelsey Layton and Shannon Scribner from Big 20 at 22-26. Coming in third out of 1-7-10 would be Vanessa Huff and Christy Hapworth at 21-92.
Oh, what a throw by Kiermaier.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Oh my God.
oh, that was sick.
That's a great throw. Coming in fourth was Nancy Vigu, Crystal Provincial from Augusta, 21-25. And coming in fifth, rounding up the top five, would be Cassidy McClendon and Renee Skinner of Stars and Strikes, coming in at 20-86. Again, some really good bowling. Had some new folks in this, which is good to see.
Absolutely.
So, solid showing all the way around. Again, congratulations to Laura Weber and Evelyn Kitchen on their handicap, their average plus handicap win. And again, congratulations to Michelle and Aaron on their state scratch open championship, doubles championship.
Yeah.
On the men's side, we'll start again with the average plus. Well, let's go the other way. There we go.
Yeah, the other way. There we go. Beauty.
We have unofficially official. We have I just noticed the winners happen to be from All Play Belfast, just like the women.
Okay.
We have Rick Pomeroy and Paul Dyer coming in at 28-51. We have Russ Neely, Mike Jakes coming in at 28-40 from Stars and Strikes. We got Jerry LaPierre and Sean Doran from Big 20 coming in at 28-11. Al Stimp, I think they spelled his name wrong. I think it's Stimpson. And Sean Slocum from, I'm assuming WP is Westport.
Yeah.
At 27-89. And then coming in fifth would be Cliff Walker, Chris Merrill from Stars and Strikes at 27-69. Again, looking at some of these scores, there were some really good scores. Mike Jakes with a huge 200 pins above his average, almost.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Mike's a good bowler.
Yeah.
He is. He's got a 111 state average. I've always considered him, somewhere between 115 and 120, sometimes a little more, but solid bowling.
I mean, the kid finished 431 in the last three strings of a 10 string. Off, big guy. Like, that's fantastic finish.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah,
74, 40, and 17. That's how you finish a tournament.
He had a fantastic finish. So again, congratulations to Paul and Rick. Some really good bowling there again. On the men's open side of things, we have go the other way.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
We have Cliff Walker and Chris Merrill, unofficially official, your 2021 Maine State Open doubles champions. 25-49. Laundry.
Andrew. Yo, Andrew. Get the laundry.
Russ Neely, Mike Jakes coming in second, 24-90. Matt Huff, Mark Terrier from Augusta coming in at 24-32. Will Damon, Jeff LaPierre coming in fourth, 24.04, and Brian Purdy, Jason Gothia Sr. at 23.66, rounding out the top five. Again, you had some solid bowling here. You had several 1300s. Mark Carrier 1322, Mike Jakes 1308, Chris Merrill 1316. What do we got down? Mark Smith 1276.
Some big numbers.
There's some good numbers here.
I mean, I understand 1710's a fast house, but you still got to put the ball on the head pin to take advantage of it, man. That's the only way you're going to get these 1250 to 1350s.
Look, anytime you bowl 1300 in a bowling alley, I don't care how fast of a house it is. That's good bowling.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
It's. I don't care. I've bowled in fast houses and gone 1120, and I've bowled in slow houses and gone 1400. Vice versa, I've gone 1400 in fast houses. I mean, it's the day that you're having.
It's the day that you're on.
You're right.
Absolutely.
It's all about that day.
Yep.
It really is.
Cliff Walker, I will give a shout out to him. That is his high 10. So congratulations. Not only was it his high 10, but he won with it. So
and went 160 over his average in a big high test tournament. You can't ask for much more than that.
Nope. That's solid. I feel bad. I ran into Mark and Matt at Texas Roadhouse on Saturday. After the tournament, we got talking out in the on the parking lot, and Mark and Matt kind of chuckling. Mark's like, I don't know what it is about people bowling doubles with me. And then he looks at me, and I laughed because we bowled state doubles several years ago up in Newport, and Mark went 14 something, like 1420, and I went like 1080.
Oh, Jesus.
And we lost. Like, again, talk about bowling bad in a fast house, you know? Yeah. It was funny that, Mark just started to laugh. He's like, and Matt's laughing too. He goes, I couldn't do anything. He's like, I went 1100 just barely and just couldn't. He's like, nothing would work. So, so again, congratulations to Chris and Cliff. Congratulations to all the winners. There was some really solid bowling. As I laughed when I told Chris, congratulations, you got your free pass this year with me not bowling the States. So.
The guy's got jokes.
Good jokes.
Guy's got jokes.
He's funny.
No, it was
good scores, good tournament, good showing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I 1710 is one of my favorite places to bowl. I love that house.
Yeah.
Very comfortable place to bowl. Really is. Good floors, good pin action there. Nice place, good people. Just quality center to bowl in.
Speaking of good scores, how did we enjoy Brian Fuller Jr. just destroy those pins on Saturday? Like, I don't think he missed like 2 shots the whole match. Like, he hit whether it went or not, he hit every shot. Like, it was.
He really did. That first string, he had a little bit of a rough time with it. He only went like 13 or something like that. But then after that, I mean, the kid threw 681, and this high game was the last game, the 5th game at 144.
Yeah.
It was just constant 35, 37, 33.
And they, huge props to, Winchell struggled.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of that match, and he struggled. And when he struggles, it's not that he's throwing 90s, but he, when his ball was hitting the head pin, he wasn't getting that splash action.
No, it was
a lot of
split-a-palooza. Every time the kid hit the pocket, it was split-a-palooza.
Yeah. But Fuller, Jesus, he was. Split-a-palooza.
Yeah.
Split-a-palooza. I you got jokes, I got words.
Quirky split-a-palooza.
It's quirky. It's quirky shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, imagine if Winchell actually would have showed up. Holy smokes, they'd have crushed them by like 150 pins.
It was a good match. I mean, it was fun. It was close. I mean, I'm not gonna say I feel bad for Baker and McKinley. But I felt bad because we've all been in that situation, down 25 or 30 going into the last 5 boxes, knowing you have to go big
against the guy who's been big all day.
And right, a guy who's having his best game of the day right now. Go throw 110 half right now.
And by going big, I mean, is it a different story if Baker comes out and goes, like spare strike in the 6th and 7th, or strike spare? Does the pucker factor get a little bigger for Fuller? Maybe.
Right. Maybe.
But he's a solid look. He's an anchor bowler.
Yeah.
He's been there. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I will never for the life of me figure out how he bowls the way he bowls.
Yeah.
And does so well. It just he is so damn good.
Yeah.
Like people don't realize just how good of a bowler he is.
Completely agree.
Yeah. 100%.
He grew up bowling here. Before it was Riverwalk, obviously. It used to be called Lafayette Lanes.
Yep.
And this place had the reputation of being one of the hardest bowling alleys in creation to bowl in. It's got wide pits. It was built back in the 40s by Brunswick. They built it to 10-pin specifications. The lanes are wider here. The gutters are wider here. That slower ball with a little bit of spin works very, very well here to keep wood on the deck, carry your corner pins. And that's where he grew up. He has a high single here at 224.
Yeah,
when it was Lafayette, when it was Stone Palace City here. So kid can throw the ball. It doesn't matter where he goes. That ball works almost everywhere.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I've had people look at me and go, "Man, you shit on Fuller." It's like, no, he is fucking good. But when you think of your best bowlers, they typically throw harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They typically don't put as much, I'm not going to say rotation on the ball, because they throw harder. The rotation doesn't break as much. They have the spin on the ball.
Yeah.
But it doesn't break as much.
Guys throw it harder through the break. There's more speed than there is curve.
Yeah. But you just watch him and he is just so damn steady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and he doesn't get phased.
No.
That's
because I don't think there's much up there, but still. he can't think and bowl at the same time. I think this is what he's mastering. It's all good.
Oh God.
He doesn't talk a lot. Even when we're bowling the Friday Pro League, like, he's on my team. He's the anchor man on my team. He don't talk a lot. He'll cheer. He'll be loud when the boys cheer him, but he doesn't talk too much. He doesn't analyze his bowling. He just kind of goes up there and just robots the ball. It's just one after another. Very little emotion, unless he's bowling bad. Then, beware of your ball return. But at the same point, no, the kid's just a robot when he's on the lanes.
But you know what, though? That's what, to me, that's what makes him such a good anchor bowler.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because things don't bother him.
No.
You know what I mean? He has, and I've always said, as an anchor bowler, you have to have a very short memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Literally until the next set of 10 pins come down. Then you need to forget what just happened.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter.
No. And he does that very well. And again, because he is so consistent, because he is so accurate, and he is.
Yeah.
That's what makes him, again, to me, is one of the best anchor bowlers out there.
Probably, for sure.
I'm not going to say he is the best, but I mean, he definitely is one of the best.
To be honest, there's a lot of bowlers that are better, but anchor bowlers, no, I'd probably put him like top 5.
I'd put my cash on him against any of the other 11 anchor bowlers in the Friday Night Pro League. I'd put my cash on Fuller. Hey, Fuller, we need a mock and a 10 box after. Mock Big Phil in a 10. I'm putting my cash on Fuller to get that mock right now.
Probably.
Because he forgets about, I'm not going to say he forgets about it, but he's able to put the past in the past.
Yeah.
He doesn't dwell on what's happened the previous 8 boxes.
No.
And that's, that's Charlie Milan told me a long time ago. He goes, your best bowler. He goes, he's always looked at setting up his teams. Very rarely is the best bowler going last.
Right.
No, your most clutch guy goes last. It doesn't necessarily mean your best bowler is your anchor man.
That's two different things. And ask Holbrook. Holbrook will tell you that they didn't have Tommy Olson. They didn't have him bowl anchor a lot. They had, I can't remember who it was back then, but it wasn't that Tommy wasn't a good clutch bowler, but there was someone that was always just in the clutch just a little bit better. Tommy was a better bowler overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody can admit that.
Oh, yeah.
But, it's no different. Again, that's what just makes Fuller what he is.
Yeah.
From an anchor standpoint.
All right, I love him, but we got to stop talking about him because this is all I'm ever going to hear about on Friday nights. Oh, can you guys talk about me some more? No. Well, I love you, brother, but we got to move the show along.
We can't talk about Daly either because if his head gets any bigger.
Who's Daly?
Oh my God.
Some Josh Daly kid. According to some people,
I know what Josh. I don't know what Josh did.
He's the next. He's the next Peter Flynn.
I know what Peter Flynn is.
Can I say this to the people that are listening? Stop calling people the next so and so. Let them be the next person they are. Period. End of story.
I just heard a massive roar from the bar. I think something good just happened in the Sox game. Sorry, guys.
They just had a single. Just hit a single. In the bottom of the ninth, nobody out.
Let Josh Daly be the next Josh Daly instead of the next Peter Flynn. You know what I mean? Let Michael McGinty be the next Michael McGinty and not, whatever. Tommy Olster, Craig, whatever.
Ashline. I've heard him compare to Ashline quite a bit. I've heard Mike McGinty compared to Ashline a lot.
Why can't we just let them be who they are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Oh, for sure.
You're putting pressure on kids. And yes, I'm calling them kids. Yes, I know they're adults, but holy shit, I'm 50 years old. My kids are older than them.
Yeah.
So, that's my small little rant for the day. They're both great bowlers. They've got a really long future in this game. Really long future in this game, as long as they keep their heads in it.
Fact.
And both of them better have been listening to this show.
Oh, they will.
Oh, they do.
We'll hear it tomorrow. We'll hear it tomorrow from both of them.
So I've got a couple of lock letters.
Nice.
And I'm not singing lock letters.
Lock letters. I'll do it for you.
Yeah. The first one I mentioned to you guys before we went on air, just so you could have a moment to really think about it. And that is, we all know that having a little bit of speed on the ball is going to help you 95% of the time.
Yeah.
Very few people don't throw it at least 30 plus mile per hour from the men's side of the game. Okay.
Right.
I'm talking the men's side of the game. There's only a small handful of people I can think of right off the top of my head that threw a slower ball that were great bowlers.
Yeah.
Okay. Russ Neely, Fuller. Fuller doesn't throw a hard ball.
Carrington never threw the ball hard compared to many of the other guys.
Well, comparatively speaking, but he still threw it over. He still threw it over 30 plus miles an hour.
Well, I think most men throw over. I don't know if you can find a man who throws less than 30.
Well, I know someone like
on a regular basis.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is so that was one thing like Mark Carey and myself, Matt Huff, were talking about. Matt was telling me he only throws the ball around 30 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm basing it on is how, because I've seen him bowl, I've bowled against him. So I'm thinking of his speed of the ball.
Right.
Okay. Fuller has got to be around that. I don't think he throws it harder than that. I think it's around that. Russ Neely, back in the day, probably threw it around that.
Yeah.
All right. Mark and I are probably around the same. I'm up in around that 34, 35 mile per hour range.
31, 32.
Okay,
Last time I was at a place that had a speed gun.
Okay. So a little less than me. And Calvin, you've got to be 36, 37 or 40?
Mine don't register. So
Okay, so you're
I would
over
definitely
40.
say you throw it over 35. Definitely.
Yeah.
See,
Well, no, because typically at 40 is when it stops registering.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's 40 it stops. So
Yeah.
up there in the 40s.
Okay. So my question is, or the person that asked me this is, how do you increase your speed but not decrease your accuracy? Okay, you don't have any muscles, bud.
no, but I think Calvin's right. I think that comes down to.
Anytime you want to go, Tim, I can take you.
You want to bet?
Yes, I do.
In what? In what? Arm wrestling?
Yeah. I can
I'd
beat you in
destroy
arm
you.
wrestling.
I'd destroy it.
We'll find out next time we see.
I've got T-Rex arms, dude. They're short and powerful.
Yeah. Good for you.
I think you're right, though, Calvin.
Very
I don't
strong
think that,
forearms.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can, on purpose, throw it harder.
No.
Wait, did I just miss a joke in there somewhere? I think I did. Yeah, I
Strong
figured out.
forearms, yeah.
I was trying to be all podcasty about this, and I fucked it up.
Oh.
No, I think Calvin's right, though. I think it has to do with your own fitness and your own level of strength in your body, because we all know the minute you try to hike up and on purpose throw it harder than normal, that's the instant that you lose the accuracy.
Yeah.
I can't on purpose throw it harder at a piece of wood just to hit a certain spot on it. I still have to throw the same ball. The minute I try to hike up and throw it harder is guarantee you the second I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to throw it harder, one would think that you'd want to get your butt to the gym, work out the biceps, get the legs a little stronger to be able to walk a little faster and actually just increase your overall mass getting to the lane instead of on purpose increasing your arm speed.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about this, and I noticed it the last time. I mean, we didn't do it the last time we went to Kingswood, but Kingswood, their automated scoring actually has you like ball per speed and everything like that, like ball speed. And actually, the spare balls, everybody is slower. They slow their ball down. They don't throw the ball as hard as they do their first ball, which is interesting because you're obviously taking some off to aim to where you're going to throw instead of actually just throwing the ball. So that's interesting.
So, in the way I answered it was kind of similar to that. Calvin was number one. I would never look at decreasing your accuracy because I think Candlepin Bowling is really more about your accuracy.
Oh, absolutely.
Than anything.
Agreed. Yes.
So what I told them, and again, the person that was asking is around a 95 to 100 average. Fairly new to the game, meaning within the last like 3 or 4 years, and they desperately want to get better. So they're, the first thing I said. Yeah. Well, that's the first thing I said was don't be afraid of going into practice. And I know I make fun I'm not gonna say make fun. I know I joke about practicing, because I don't, or rarely do I practice. Yeah. But I practiced a shit ton when I was in my teens and my 20s.
Yep.
Put a lot of time.
Oh, bad throw. First and third, 1 out.
Calvin, I'm like 30 seconds behind you here.
I know. That's why I'm keeping Marky up to date.
Actually, I'm still at the bowling alley, and I can hear the people in the bar. There's like 50 people in the bar over here watching the game. And right as you said that, I just heard 50 people go, yeah!
Yeah.
So I would say this. Speed is important in the game of Candlepin Bowling for bigger scores.
Yes.
For consistently bigger scores.
And it's not to be sexist, but you can see the difference in the women and the men. You can see the fact that the men, for the most part, average higher than the women.
Right.
And it's mostly only because they throw harder.
I completely agree. You get pins splashing a little bit harder. 8 drops break up into 9 drops or strikes. I firmly believe that to a certain extent, speed has a little bit of an advantage, but there is a tipping point on the graph where the minute you go too far, now you have begun to sacrifice accuracy for speed. There is that line where eventually they meet, but then when you start going past that line, you've sacrificed accuracy for higher speed. And that line is as individual for everybody as the individual throwing the ball.
So not to change the subject, but does anyone know what Alex Cora is arguing about here?
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to kind of think and listen to that myself, but I have no idea. He's arguing about something.
He was.
Oh, it's because he went to second, and there was no timeout called. So he wanted him to go to second.
Oh, he called timeout.
Yeah, I thought so too. But
yeah,
anyways,
the umpire called timeout.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Marky, you're right. Absolutely right. There is that tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where too much speed, and now all of a sudden you're blowing shit back.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I find when
really
you throw too much, you're punching a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
Unless
you see
it
a lot of the hard throwers like Daly and stuff like that. They punch a lot.
Right.
They get the splash if they get it in a pocket, but
their margin of error is far smaller.
Yeah.
Far smaller.
Yep. They also like, and this is going to lead into the second question, which was with the same person. We were talking about, so he was watching me bowl, and he was commenting on the amount of spin I put on the ball.
Yes.
And he was like, I didn't realize how much spin you put on the ball. And I said, I've always put a lot of spin on it. That's why I throw it a little bit harder than some, because I don't want it to break as much.
Right.
So I try to throw it through the break. My ball is going to break right to left a little bit.
Yep.
It's going to, because of the way it leaves my hand and the way it comes out, and that rotation on the ball. What he was asking was, does spin really matter?
Yes.
Yeah. I think a little bit. I think a little bit.
And that's kind of, so let me ask you this then. Does it matter more the harder you throw the ball, or does it matter more the lighter you throw the ball?
I think it would all depend, and granted, you never know, but it all depends on your control, because there's a lot of guys who throw the ball slow with spin but have no control. If they had control over that ball, it'd be explosive. Like you look at like Brian Fuller. Oh, he just crushed it. Game over.
Sorry, folks. We got a timeout here.
Yeah, game over. He crushed it deep. Fly ball.
Oh my God.
I can see the reflection in your window, Calvin.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh.
It wasn't a 3-run walk off, but it was
yes.
It was a pop out walk off.
Yes. Suck it, Tampa.
And ESPN analysis that all said the Red Sox had no shot. Pound sand until you beat glass.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, like example, you look at Fuller, who throws the ball slow but has a whole bunch of spin because he has a whole bunch of control over it. If you throw, and you look at Tony LeBlanc. Tony LeBlanc threw the ball like 12 miles an hour, but he had so much control over it.
But Tony threw it harder when he was younger. When he was averaging the year he averaged, I think it was 137 or something like that. He tied for high average in the Worlds. It was like 137 and 138.
Yeah, 137.5
in
93.
93
when they won.
At the old Hanwells.
Yeah, when they won.
He threw it fairly hard. He still had control.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as fast as, an Ashline or, Atkins or Olsta, because Olsta threw it hard and people didn't realize how hard he threw.
Right.
But he still threw it hard enough. But he put a lot of spin on the ball.
Right.
So, I don't know. So, Marky, you throw it with a left to right backup spin, right?
Yes. Yeah, I have that little back spin at the end that comes off my hand opposite of most righties.
And Calvin, you throw like similar to me, right? Right to left?
No, I throw like Marky.
Do you back up too?
Left to right.
Back spin.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We throw it from different angles. He throws in from the right side of the lane, and you kind of throw it out at the 2-pin, and it kind of comes back, right? A little bit.
Depends on. Well, yes and no. I more walk towards the center from the left.
Oh no, that's true.
Yes.
Long time ago, I remember seeing you when you used to bowl. You start on the right side of the lane a lot.
Yes, I used to, but that was back 2011. My first 20 stringer, because that's when I changed it. I changed it at the 20 string break of the 20 stringer, or the 10 string break. Sorry. of the 20 stringer, and then went 142 or 143 my back half going left to right.
Yeah. That's why
So-
I come in like left side of the head pin dot, kind of throw it straight up at the 2 pin and let it just break that little way
So
back
let me
in.
ask you guys this. Does it matter if it's a backup ball, so that left to right spin, or right to left spin? Does it matter, or is it really as long as you have some spin on the ball to get some action on the pins?
I don't think it matters.
Well,
I do find, because we had this conversation when I switched my style. I find when you go left to right, your arm is more going straight at the pins. Whereas if you're going right to left, you're crossing over your body to get your ball over.
I don't cross over.
Your arm crosses over your body, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
and it's a natural. Okay, you're talking.
That's what I mean.
With us,
when you let go of the ball, your arm crosses over the body
after I've released it.
Right.
Yes.
Whereas
Yeah,
ours
okay.
is always straight out because our body is this way.
Okay.
Back
Ours is
spinners
always
like
straight out.
us, with guys that backspin like Calvin and I do, it's mostly all in the fingers with us.
Yeah.
You know, fingers and like a little bit of the wrist that helps that back flip. But in
Yeah.
the end, he's right. Our arm ends up coming up straight up to 12 o'clock. But it's like our wrist and our fingers that get most of the job done.
Yeah.
I do find that I get different breaks if I come in from the left side, or like on the first ball, if I come in from left of the head pin and it's driving through pins in the 1-2 pocket, or if I come in from the right side, sometimes like if my left's not work, if I'm punching, I'll move over to the right side of the head pin dot and come in from the right side. And then I find very different breaks. And I firmly believe that's the ball is hitting the pins with X spin. So even if the ball, your spin decides where the pin goes after the ball hits it. If you're coming in with right to left, well, there's a natural tendency of the ball to push the pin more the way the ball is spinning, not just straight back. That spin is going to give extra action to the pins. You hear people say, put some action on it. I put some action on the ball.
Yeah.
That's that extra spin that allows the pin to cut over a little bit more, like in a spread eagle shot or a 2-in-1 or something to that effect. You know, based on my spin, I try to hit different splits a little different because I know that if I'm looking at, you know, me backspinning the ball and I'm looking down the lane and I see a 2-in-1 where the 2's on the left side, more often than not, I got to be much lighter on that cut because my ball is spinning into the pin. I have a higher tendency of pushing it straight back into the pit. Yeah. So more times than not, I'll try to go outside on that shot and kick it off the wall to get it back. Because with that backspin, there's more that will keep that pin on the lane because it's not driving it in. It's now spinning away from it. So there's a higher tendency that you can kick it to the side and hopefully have it come back a little bit.
That's why, like for me, because I have that right to left spin, if I'm looking at a cut shot, like a 3-and-2, but the 3 is on the left, my confidence is much higher about making that because my ball is spinning right to left. So it's spinning away from that pin, which kicks it.
It has more of a tendency to push it instead of driving it. You know, you get that little extra that could end up being, and in this game of millimeters, basically, it's not even inches in this game. It's a game of millimeters.
Yep.
Every little bit that you can help your cut shot, especially a big cut shot, counts. And I firmly believe that at the highest level, spin has to be factored in along with speed and accuracy.
Yeah, and I'm a little different because I was so used to going right to left, I actually change and go right to left when I'm shooting at different angles of the spread eagle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
So you control your hand basically to go either this way or
go either way. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, see, I can't do that. I cannot go.
I've tried to undercut it. I seriously have, but I've been bowling the same way for 40 plus years.
Right.
I'm too old now to really change.
Yeah.
So for me, like we're talking about increasing your speed, when I have to increase my speed, it's my legs where I increase my speed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I charge the line just a little bit faster, which gives my ball that extra half a mile per hour an extra mile per hour. I don't have the ability, obviously, when I have T-Rex arms, I don't have that big ability to have a big backswing. Josh Daly, which is coming way up here.
That's going to start to hurt someday, kid. That
Yeah.
backswing is going to start to hurt someday.
That rotator hurts real bad.
Talk to Norcross about it. I mean, he lived it. So interesting.
A lot of factors go into spin, speed, accuracy. There's so many factors, and they're all as individual as the person.
Candlepin bowling is very complex. There's no perfect.
There's no nobody answer.
Nobody throws the same ball. Not one person throws the exact same ball from the other. So there's
my best advice to your buddy that asked you those questions is literally just tip the scales as far as you can until it gets uncomfortable, and then go back a step, and you found how fast you can throw it. Yeah. And then play with spin. When you get to the point where you're like going, or when it's going too abnormal, you've reached the tipping point. Back up a little tiny bit off of it and find your own little way to go.
Yeah. We've kind of gone over, Calvin, but you had a couple of tournaments.
Oh, yeah, I can get those up.
So let's as you're pulling that up, I will let people know that this weekend is the Pro Series singles down in, is it Whitensville? Spare time in Whitensville.
Nice place, quality establishment down there.
Sunday morning at first shift at 11, second shift at 2. I would imagine right around 5-ish will be the knockout round. We'll start. Hopefully, because I'm bowling at 2, and hopefully I make it into the knockout rounds, and I hopefully have a late night, which means that I made it far.
Best of luck with that one, brother.
Thank you. That's a long ass ride for me. It's 4.5 hours. So
that's a long ass ride for me, for God's sakes. And I live 2 hours. I got 2 hour head start on you.
Yeah. So that's this weekend. Other than that, I don't know about any real major tournaments between now and the Worlds other than the Pro Series singles. There's no Outrun the Bear. There's nothing like that. I think there's Lita Lanes. I'm sorry, Lexi and Matt, and they're putting on a tournament. I don't know if it's Halloween.
It's around. I think it's
around. It's that weekend.
I think so.
Okay.
Check it out. It's a pretty cool concept. I don't have it. I don't have it up to see. But go on Candlepin Chat, search for Lita Lanes, and they have the information on there. There is room available. It's a handicapped event, but it's a pretty cool concept, if I remember correctly. I just wished I knew right off the top of my head. We'll talk more about it next week. I'll have some information on that, but I do know they have that coming up. So, Calvin, what do you got?
We have mostly Nova Scotia. This weekend is the second annual Robert Borden Memorial Tournament, mixed tournament. They've got 10 teams signed up. 10 teams.
Say 10 people.
Yeah, right. It's a mixed teams, 3 men, 2 women. You can have any sort of whatever you want as long as there's 3 men, 2 women. They're looking obviously for 6 more because they want to fill the place, but that probably not going to happen because it's this weekend. And New Brunswickers don't seem to want to go anymore because of the whole COVID thing, which is really kind of putting a damper on the bowling season in Canada. But so need to be vaccinated, need to have your proof of vaccination. And they're allowing spectators now. So, because during the COVID stuff, they weren't allowed, but they are as long as you have your proof of vaccination. So that's this weekend. The next weekend, the weekend after, I should say, we have a couple tournaments in Nova Scotia. The men's 580. So they have a men's 580 tournament where your top 5 averages can't be more than 580. That is in Muscadabit. You can contact Unbelievable Lanes to sign up, or Ronnie Pone if you have him on Facebook or anything like that. So you can sign up there. And then the ladies have their 10th annual Windsor Ladies Open Tournament, which is the Saturday as well, the 23rd. You can contact Sarah Kenny, I believe. They are the ones hosting this year. It's up on the Nova Scotia Candlepin tournament. You can sign up there. And then we have our once a month King of the Hill. Tim, stop commenting on my post. I'm going to kick you once you comment.
I didn't comment. I just liked it.
Oh, okay, sure. Corey's once a month King of the Hill. He is. We have a new date confirmed, and that is not this weekend coming, but the weekend after that, the 24th. So sign up with him, and yeah, that's about it here in Canada land.
Sounds good.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 2 minutes. I'm going to plug King of the River here real quick. So
I was just going to have you do that, buddy.
Absolutely. Every Sunday morning, 9:30 here at Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury, we do a tournament, King of the River, 100% handicap. Just need a league average or anything to that effect. You win the day. We have a points chase for the whole season. We have a King of Kings or Queen of Queens, depending on how many people make it. We take the top 16 point getters through the season. You earn points based on how well you bowl through the year. We take the top 16. It's a free money tournament. Every Sunday morning, you can come and have your chance to bowl the King or Queen from last week and take the championship belt for yourself for the week. King right now is Lane Britton 4 weeks in a row. He's been the king.
Say.
Oh, there's the hots. Absolutely, man. It's been fantastic watching my buddy bowl good. There's a little caveat. If you win the kingship 5 weeks in a row, then you're automatically qualified into the King of Kings tournament. You don't have to worry about points anymore. You're automatically in. So he only has to win one more time and he's in. And then we take 5 qualifiers and, come up with a new king or queen for that day. And we keep moving forward. Cash prizes every week, $30 to bowl. There's side pools and things like that on the side. So if you got nothing to do, hey, listen, it's Sunday morning. I'd rather be sleeping too, but all these knuckleheads keep coming down and wanting to come bowling. So, hey, come bowl with them. Come throw some balls. Come steal the belt away from Britain. I'm tired of seeing it. And I know his wife so badly wants that belt out of his house. So please come down here, take a piece out of him. I know he's going to be ready for anybody that comes in and trying to beat him, but come take a piece of him home. Sunday mornings, 9:30 in the morning here at Riverwalk in Amesbury. If you need any directions, hit me up. Hit up the Facebook page. We do have a limit of 24 bowlers every Sunday morning. I only have 8 lanes, and we go 3 to a lane. We did 4 to a lane one time, and we were here bowling for 4 hours. It was crazy. So we limit it to the first 24 people that come in and sign up and pay. But yeah, see you Sunday mornings. Come on down, kick somebody's ass, take some money.
Nice.
Yep.
Well,
good.
Folks, once again, thank you. Thank you, folks, for making us allowing us to be in your homes and to be in your ears. I'm trying to take the role of Brian, the soothing dulcet tones of Brian Athern.
NPR time.
And NPR. Folks, we need your questions. We need your comments. Please get them to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Kinda on Instagram. Kinda. Marky and I don't really do a good job of
I suck at posting.
Yeah,
online things. I completely suck at it.
Kind of suck at that. Ripping the Rack Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Anchor Breaker. You can find us on iHeartRadio, iTunes. You can find us on where the hell else? Google Podcasts. You can find us all over the place. So please give us a try. Give us a shout out. Marky's doing something. I don't know what he's doing.
He's got something in his mind.
I'm gonna try to do better on Instagram.
Oh, he's gonna take a picture. So again, thank you all for listening, watching, commenting, being a part of the show. We appreciate it.
Smile, boys.
Hey.
There we go.
Other than that, I'd say catch us on Fridays, but we're still taking a break on Fridays. You can catch Marky and Brian out on Sunday nights on twitch.tv/Johnny Deathdrop on their Dudes of Belts Chatcast, where they talk everything Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. Give them a listen. Sunday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Mountain. Other than that, hope you guys have a great week, and we will be in touch soon.